Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Last time we made it to the city of Elutionira, where we've begun exploring the lower levels, the slums, and we got attacked by an assassin sent by Manago. And by attacked I mean he talked to us and we convinced him not to attack us. And then we came here and we defeated Manago again, but we let her go. And I think maybe it's a bit of vanity on Manorak's part. Like he wants to, like, for him maybe like death for her is a bit of a release of her suffering. I don't know. There's a couple of ways we can spin it where it's still a pretty evil action, judging by his motivations for doing it. But also, just on a player level, I really like Manago. I want to see more of her, and I think I killed her in the first playthrough in that spot, so we'll see as we
now what is that?
Look around here.
I hope you appreciate this.
Very nice. Anything that moves that I need to do around here? I don't think so. Let's go ahead and climb up this. Done. Alright. What's going on here? Look at this outsider, strutting around in all his fancy clothes. I think someone needs to teach him a lesson. Not you, Mr. Dretch. Yeah, fancy pants. Time to hand over your coin pouch and empty your pockets. Shut up, scum. Wait, that's Yaz. He's the leader of the Assassin's Guild. Quick, let's get out of here. Hey, Yaz. Yaz casually adjusts his magnificent ruffled collar and then looks around with an expression of distaste. He sniffs contemptuously. I see you've chosen to take the scenic route. Well, welcome to the cesspits of the city, the warm and smelly underbelly of Elutionira. The demon Yaz, head of the Assassin's Guild. You hear genuine respect in Greyboar's voice. You're acquainted with some impressive figures, Commander. How'd you know I was in Elutionira? Ha! When Articulate told me to keep an eye on you, I hired a soothsayer to keep track of your movements in the city. Are you still going to guard me? Yaz shrugs and holds up a hand to admire his long, sharp nails. Despite their terrifying length, they've been carefully manicured and each one has been painted gold. The demon sighs. He sounds bored. No, I don't think so. I have my hands full, and Lady Nocticula hasn't graced us with her presence for a long time. I'm not sure she even remembers that she ordered me to guard you. So, my little birdie, it's time for you to fly on your own. Where are we? This is the lower city, the most squalid and loathsome district of the Elutionira, a haven for the lowliest of outcasts. If you get tired of the stench out here and on the streets, you can take shelter at the Bad Luck Tavern. It's just down the street. Although I wouldn't call it a safe and cozy place to rest. I'm looking for a demon called Hepzibah. Have you heard of her? Yes, I know of her. Everyone knows that arrogant bitch. But Hepzibah doesn't use my services. She has plenty of dangerous servants to do her bidding, so she doesn't need to visit my guild. And of course, I don't involve in her affairs. They don't concern me. I'm going to kill you! I'll get straight to the point. I need to speak with Nocticula. Yaz holds up his hand to admire his large diamond ring as it sparkles in the moonlight. A thin, tired smile crosses his lips. You know, it's usually the other way around. Nocticula orders you to show up, and you rush to the palace. I don't think I've ever been, or ever seen anyone demand a meeting with her. But she's not in her palace. Her throne has been empty for some time, and no one knows where she is. Or what she's doing. It's dangerous to show too much interest in the affairs of Our Lady in Shadow. Those who poke their noses where they don't belong are severely punished. But here's my advice. If you're trying to contact Lady Nocticula, you need to speak with Shamira. I'm sure she can get a message to Our Lady in Shadow. Who's Shamira? Shamira the Ardent Dream is the steward of the city and Nocticula's closest advisor. She rules Elutionira in Nocticula's absence. Shamira was once one of Heaven's creatures. When she fell, she found a new fate in the abyss. And where can I find her? You'll need to get to the palace, or you'll need to get to a place in the middle city called the Harem of Ardent Dreams. This is where Shamira received her petitioners, and gives an audience to those who seek her favor. Lucianira is a wild and chaotic place, but the harem provides some semblance of order, and she can send messages to Nocticula. She is Lady Nocticula's lover and her closest advisor. She is Our Lady in Shadow's right hand. It is her duty to inform Lady Nocticula if there's any trouble in the city. Where is Nocticula? Who knows? Perhaps she's, well, somewhere in the abyss, plotting another cunning scheme. Or maybe she's on another plane, talking to deities and having conversations with powerful entities. Or maybe this is all a game, and she's laughing at us right now. She could even be watching us as we speak. Perhaps you are her in disguise. Maybe she has taken your form and is playing a joke on me. Though I think that's unlikely. Okay, I have no more questions. Welcome to Lucianira. I see you've been introduced to the city's darker, more dangerous side. If you need anyone killed, just stop on my guild. It's in the middle city. And if you don't need my services, you should still pay me a visit. I have a very interesting job opportunity for you. Yaz flashes you a smile, revealing several gold teeth. Then he claps his hands and vanishes with a dramatic flourish. You hear a note of suspicion in the hand of the inheritor's voice. You've been to the abyss before, haven't you? That fiend knew you well, and even seemed to hold some respect for you. But I believe in you. I believe that everything you do, every decision you make, is for the sake of our noble cause. I'm a crusader, faithful to my oath. I've acted in accordance with my mission. I'm simply following orders. Yes, the demons appreciate my wild spirit. I've had a lot of fun here. I want the demons to fear me. I want them to tremble when they hear my name. You worry too much. I have a lot of fun here. Be careful, champion. They will indulge your passions and glorify every aspect of violence. They will praise you and invite you into their ranks. They will promise you power, freedom, and many other perverse gifts to draw you to their side. But there are consequences. Their temptations come at a terrible cost. Do not let them lead you astray. Who brought the stiff with us? Jeez. Go back home, man. Hello, Senior Guard. Hello, Nocticula's favorite. I wonder what's so special about you. And since when does Nocticula grant her favor to mortals? Who do you think I am? We know you, outsider. You're Our Lady in Shadow's new favorite. You must be a special mortal indeed to be so honored. Tell me more about the city. Do you like it here, outsider? Looking to move here, perhaps? Well, ask whatever it is you want to know. Who runs things in the city? Nocticula, who else? But she's busy sitting in her palace, looking pretty, and couldn't care less about our business here. This is why her sycophant, Shamira, mistress of the harem of ardent dreams, has the final word in the city's affairs. It's not like she cares what's happening here either. She just singles someone out, accuses them of some misdeed, and sends them to stew in a cauldron of boiling filth. There's no real rhyme or reason to her behavior. She just does it to keep everyone in line. And, well, it works. Though her power isn't unlimited, there are others in the city whose word carries a great deal of weight. Take Hepzibah, for example. She has a great deal of influence despite being new here, not to mention a demon born of Baphomet. The city is her playground. Shamira is the only one she treats as an equal. Stuck-up bitch. If I were you, I'd steer clear of Baphomets. Scheming jerks, the lot of them. Lady Velexia in the upper city. She's like the leader of Lucianira's elite. She's always gentle, speaks softly, never rips out anyone's throats in the streets. All in all, I've never met a more sinister and grim creature in my entire life. Ermengalith, the master of the Battle Bliss, also commands some authority. He's a sycophant, or a psychopath rather, even by local standards. This one time he put on quite a show. He invited all the scum in the lower city to a free performance in the arena. Then he locked the gate and let loose a deep sea monster in its stands and announced it would cost 10 eyeballs per demon to leave. Do you know Burgaz? He used to have 4 eyes. Now he has 1. Ah, such slaughter. Don't make me giddy with excitement. Among the succubi, Chavaro is in charge. She's an angry bitch, but she acts sweeter than the blood of a righteous man. Monago used to run the 10,000 Delights until Chavaro found her way in. Must be quite a weasel, that one. Come to think of it, the city's chock full of bosses. Anywhere you look, anywhere you have 2 demons, one will always be trying to crush the other under its boot. What are the local laws like? It's not like anyone in Lucianira cares about laws, so we have almost none. Well, there are guards at the gates to keep riffraff out of the really nice places. Nocticula prohibits anyone from laying a finger on visitors from other planes. We're the trading hub of the Abyss, see? Everyone is welcome. Please come again. Thank you very much. But don't unclench your bowels just yet. All of the above applies only to real movers and shakers. Small fry are either eaten or enslaved. The slave cages are crammed full of extraplanar guests. I see. The demon barely suppresses a yawn. Oh, lovely. Is there anything else I can help you with, or sir, or will you be on your way now? I want to go through. The demon winks at you and starts picking at his teeth. Go right ahead, then. It's not like anyone would dare stop you. If you have Nocticula's favor, all doors in Lucianira are open to you. Wow, that's pretty handy. I'm pretty sure I had to, like, go through quite a bit. Ember? Walking down a street in Lucianira, you see Ember. She is sitting on the ground, surrounded by demons, shielding a scrawny babao who looks like he's been beaten. Why are you doing this to him? You're hurting him. Hey, you little ragamuffin. We'll beat you up too. Who are you anyway? I'm just a mortal, weak and silly. Compared to you, I'm a mayfly. One moment I'm here, the next I'm gone. But you'd better listen to what I have to tell you, because I've lived more than you have. Listen to her carefully. This might be the most important thing you hear in your entire lives. Ember, are you going to preach to demons? Ember, you're only 100 years old. By demon standards, you were born yesterday. How could you have lived longer than they have? Ember, are you going to preach to demons? Why not? Are demons worse than humans? Yes. The demon draws close to the girl and looks over her with contempt. What's with all these riddles? What do you mean you've lived more than us? It's very simple. I haven't lived very long, but I have friends. Those I can protect. Those who are glad to see me. There are many sad things, but I still know what happiness is. But you? Beating, biting, fearing, hating each other? Are you really happy? And if you aren't, is this any kind of life? So yeah, I've lived a lot, but you've spent centuries and centuries without really living. Ah, this mortal brat, this lump of meat is going to preach to us? The demon gives a predatory sniff, bends down and shows off his mouth filled with sharp teeth. You know what makes me happy? Gobbling up tasty pieces of meat like you. Ember looks at him serenely. She reaches out and strokes his horned head with her burned palm. Poor thing. You're so hurt and scared all the time. Scared all the time. You feel a bit better for a while when you torture others and forget about your suffering. But is that really happiness? The demon recoils from her touch. There is a combination of surprise and terror on his fearsome face. Are you crazy or something? The demons stand around Ember. Their faces show caution and rapacious interest. It is clear that they are slightly afraid of the strange girl who shows no fear, but at the same time they see no obvious threat. Ember, this demon is wounded. Words are all well and good, but let's help him. I warn you, this girl is under my protection. If anyone so much as touches her, they won't be leaving here in one piece. Pay no attention to her, just walk on by. She's just a foolish little girl. I really am very foolish. Ember's face falls and she lowers again. God damn, I hate being evil. This fucking sucks. As much as I complain about Ember at times, I do love her. Like, she's such a sweetheart, but god damn it. I'm trying to be evil, girl. Stop it. Ha 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 ha. You'd have to be a fool to try preaching in the Abyss. If you eat her, it'll turn you just as stupid. To heaven with her. Let's go. The demons walk away laughing and making obscene jokes. Ember stands for a long time watching them leave. They didn't understand anything, she sighs. Maybe what I'm doing really is pointless? No, I can't think like that. I can't give up. If I can't convince regular demons, I need to talk to the queen. She lives here in the city. Nocticula, right? You're going to meet her sooner or later, aren't you? Please take me with you. I'm sure if we meet face to face like you and I are talking right now, I'll be able to convince her to stop being so mean. You'll take me to her, promise? The wicked. Oh man. Ember. When are you gonna learn that I'm not a good guy?
This one was beyond me.
What? And work on our religion, I guess, huh? Where does this go? I'm aware that I meant to go back to camp. What do we got here?
I am helpful. Am I not?
Librarian's Cloak. This cloak grants its wearer +10 bonus on used magical device skill checks. It also increases the effective caster level when casting scrolls by 4. Would that be really good if she was still a scroll savant? Would that be like best in slot for her?
I'm losing my temper.
Looks like these rooftops can be used to bypass guards and get to the streets above. And don't need to do that. Let's go back down. Did these things change at all? Doesn't look like these do. Okay, let's go back down.
Done.
Alright, we want to go to the camp, so let's go ahead and move back down here.
Done.
Done! Oh, we need to go that way. Excuse me, Mr. Wall. Mr. Wall, please. Thank you. Still haven't found a way to get up there. Does this change at all? Okay, do I have like dimension wall or dimension? I might have like a scroll of it. That's about that right. Here we go. Oh, you can learn it too. Copy one of your scroll book and then
Anything new?
is this like a mass one, actually? Yeah, it is. Cool. Wait, how are we getting down from here? Wait a minute. Do I have another one? No. So if we can't get down from here, I guess we probably shouldn't use it. What level spell is it? Oh shit. We have all these things. I think we're gonna get 5 or 6 mind blanks. We can start using that as a buff. Duration for 24 hours too. That's fantastic. For these, let's grab a heal too, and then more cone of cold. Yeah, that'd be good. All right, where's dimension door? Where's mass dimension door? Wait. Did we not learn it? Wait. Did somebody else learn it? Dimension door mass. I'm confused. Huh. We'll take that instead of that, I guess. Oh, you may also bring with you all friendly creatures in a 10-foot radius around you. Huh. Okay, we'll get 2 of those. So we'll be able to do that when we come back as well. Right now, let's go ahead and get back to camp. To the Nexus. I was looking at where we were at this stage in the first playthrough to see like how much faster I'm going through the game, and we didn't get to Illusionera until like episode 135. I actually saw that episode 136 is missing from the original playthrough. Like, I don't know how that happened or when that happened. It's really weird. I mean, that was 3 years ago, so there's no way I remember what happened, but... Alright. So since we're here, I guess we're going to talk to everybody. Oh, wow. Here, far from the eyes of strangers, I can assume my true form. But in Lushnira, I will remain hidden. It seems this sorrowful and unsettling place will be what we call home, at least for a time. What's our next step? We need to learn who holds the reins of power in Lushnira at present. Armed with this knowledge, we'll be able to uncover Hapzimariah's plan and thwart them. Tell me honestly, what do you think of the one you call the champion of Golarion? I know why you have asked this. I do not always agree with what you do. So many things depend on you. The very thought that you could falter and succumb to demonic temptation terrifies me. Forgive me this weakness and these doubts, champion. You are not forgiven. Questions? What can you tell me about the Abyss and the demons in general? Demons. The hand of the Inheritor speaks slowly and heavily, as if trying to break through some inner resistance. They are the youngest race of the Outer Planes, and the wildest in origin. Once, entirely different creatures used to rule the Abyss. Those were Qlipoth, the embodiments of chaos. They were much less human-like. But then one entity conjured up the idea that primordial chaos could be mixed with an evil mortal soul. And that is how the first demon was created. No one remembers the name of the creator now, but the creations still live and prosper. They overthrew the Qlipoth, and became the essence, the soul of the Abyss, and I honestly cannot say which was worse, before humanity was added to it, or now. What do you know about Lushnira? Chaos has many faces. When chaos decided to manifest itself in the form of a city, Lushnira was born. There are places in the Abyss that are darker, bloodier, more dangerous and deceiving, but I cannot imagine a place whose significance would eclipse that of Lushnira. When Nocticula built the city, she employed everything of the essence that ever existed in the Abyss. Demons of all kind from every corner of this gloomy plane lived there. And what is more, the Lady in Shadow opened the city's gates to visitors from the other planes, and strangers swarmed the city. Merchants and travelers, mercenaries and explorers, mages and bards. Creatures from all planes, those daring enough to visit the Abyss, chose Lushnira as their destination. The city is divided by 2 sets of walls, between which lie the quarters open to outsiders. One set of walls protects Nocticula's guests from the rabble and the poor, who are desperate enough to violate their rulers' orders for a chance to get a coin or two. The other set of walls protects outsiders from the city's nobility, who can flout Nocticula's recommendations without any reason at all, merely on a whim. But do not think that there is a single place in Lushnira that is safe, for danger lurks around every corner there. Tell me about Nocticula. The Lady in Shadow, the first of the succubi kin, and likely the most dangerous demon to have ever been spawned by the Abyss. I cannot tell you much about her, for she cunningly hides in the shadows, eluding the daggers of her foes and the schemes of her rivals. All I know is that she gained power after she overthrew Variavaxis, who was the Lord of Shadow Demons. She took his power, his realm, and his subjects, and that merely whetted her appetite. Many demon lords have perished since then, cut down by her treacherous and sudden strikes, which, with each fallen enemy, her power grew stronger, and her glory greater. I cannot tell which of her weapons is more dangerous. Her unerring strikes, her seductive charms, her unbridled courage, or her astounding stealth. You must beware of all these dangers. What's so dangerous about Hapzimariah? She's the worst of all Baphomet's offspring. She gained this grim title in the bloody conflict with her own brothers and sisters, and she brutally wiped out everyone who stood in her way. She did not even show mercy for her own mother, and doomed her to cruel execution. As a reward for her eagerness and loyalty, Baphomet granted her use of his most cherished tool, the Templars of the Ivory Labyrinth. However, now an even greater threat has arisen under Hapzimariah's rule. Unusually powerful demons, the source of whose strength is unknown and most dangerous to us. The Crusaders have encountered such demons only a scant few times, but should an entire army of such fiends appear, Dresden would fall, Nerisian would fall, then all of Aveston would follow, and even Golarion would not stand a chance against them. putting an end to Hepzibah's machinations. That is our mission. I see you've blessed the rocks of this cavern. Indeed I have. If even on Galarian the Abyss's harmful influence can unsettle mortals and disturb their rest, what then can be said of the Abyss itself, the very heart of pain and sin? But worry not, champion. By the power granted to me by Iomedae, I have consecrated these dark caves. You can find respite here and recover your strength should the need arise. Thank you. Personal questions? There shouldn't be any secrets between us, champion. The very instant that Queen Galfrey sent you to this dark place, I swore to myself that I would do everything within my power to ease your burden. Thank you. Why'd you follow me? Because my duty and my honor demanded that I do so. You were facing a great mission and a colossal challenge, while those who remained behind merely had the honor of protecting what you had already liberated from the demon hordes. My heart told me that my help would be needed here more. How does it feel for you to be in a place like this? This is not my first foray into the Abyss, though it is the first time I've come here to watch and talk rather than to do battle. On more than one occasion, I and other warriors of heaven have descended to this evil and corrupted place to bring retribution to the vile and grant salvation to their victims. For better or worse, heaven and the Abyss cannot engage in open war, though I can recall some moments when we seemed to teeter on the precipice of just that. All we can permit ourselves are raids and skirmishes along the border. Is ultimate victory over the demons even possible? It is, but it's not the kind of victory you dream of. The Hand of the Inheritor remains silent for a while before speaking in a heavy, hollow voice. The Abyss lives while evil lives in the heart of mortals. Demons don't just appear from nothing. Most of them originate from the souls of people who committed themselves to evil while still alive. That's why the war with the Abyss, should it ever start, may be never ending. The place of each fallen demon will be immediately taken by a new one. That's why our only true chance to secure ultimate victory will emerge only after we exterminate all evil in the world. We must achieve a situation where not a single soul would voluntarily resort to evil deeds, when mortals themselves, by their own free will, turn to the light all at once. But no one in the universe knows how to achieve that, and many who have tried ended up as tyrants and false prophets. May heaven guard me against such a fall. What are your thoughts on Galfrey's latest orders? Iomedae has never striven to rule over mortals. She has only guided and helped them, so I should follow her example and never try to interfere with your way of life or question it. What I will say is that I am certain of the necessity of our mission, and I am the sharpness of my blade. What surprised me, and truth be told unsettled me too, is the cruelty with which my noble sister-in-arms Galfrey dispatched you here. The Queen has every right to give orders to her commander, but a right without righteousness is worth little. Is there anything you can help me with? I will follow you everywhere, remaining invisible so our enemies will have not the slightest suspicion of my presence. When you need advice, I will give it to you. And when you are stricken by disease, I will come to your aid and dispel it. No matter how long you may have to travel through the Abyss, you can always be sure that I am near, and heaven has not forsaken you. How do you hide yourself? This magic spell turns me into an invisible spirit, hidden from the eyes of everyone who was born in the Abyss, and whose heart has been blackened by evil. Those who hail from other planes are capable of seeing me if they use magical sight of some kind, as well as those few whose woeful fate was to be born and raised here while carrying light and purity in their souls. But my protection from demons is very effective, and will work until I myself decide to appear in my true form, to join the battle or help someone in need. I want you to stop offering me advice. Can you heal me? Oh, hell yeah. Let the flow of light that pours upon you cleanse your soul of all the memories of filth and blood that the Abyss has so generously shared with you. Thanks, buddy. Alright. Hey, Urushle. Looks at you and smiles sadly without saying a word. I'm sorry that your dream turned into a nightmare. Don't be sorry for me. It's all a part of my journey. It would be very naive to imagine my path to redemption as a sequence of pleasant dreams only. I've already described my countless evil deeds to you. Mortals suffer from nightmares born of their past, and I am glad that I had a chance to experience them as well. Who was the Shadow? Please don't ask. I don't want to be reminded of it. I knew him in the past, and I was hoping that he would never reappear in my life. We both caused each other a lot of pain. Please, don't make me relive it all again. Why did the Shadow call you their venomous butterfly? She doesn't look you in the eye. I poisoned him. My lies, my capriciousness, my temptation. No, I can't. Let's talk about something else. I'm sorry, but I don't want to remember who I used to be and what I used to do to others. Okay. Olbert? Never thought I'd find myself in the land of the Fae. Well, let's take a gander of at how they live down here. The Fae? We just need to follow the rules, or we'll stay here forever. This isn't the land of the Fae, it's the Abyss. You say that like there's a difference. Sure, some Oglins have horns, others have wings, and still others have horns and wings. But they're all the same Oglins in the end. What rules? Oh, there are lots of them. Let's see. Olbert starts counting on his fingers. First and foremost, never agree to dance with them. You set one foot in their Fayish frolics, and you won't be able to stop. You just keep prancing until you drop dead from exhaustion. What else? Don't accept any gifts, and always give something in return, or else you'll have to serve them forever and ever. Don't eat or drink anything without permission, or they'll turn you into a beast or even a cockroach. He continues to tick off his fingers. There's just too many to list. I know them all from my grandma. She knew so many songs about the Fae, so many tales. Look, War Chief, instead of me telling you all this, how about you just follow my lead here? Alright? You can't go wrong that way. And if you see anything suspicious, just give him this. Olbert thrusts a hand in your direction, with the index and little finger extended, and swirls it back and forth. It's the best way to ward off any sorcery. If you show it to a Fae, it can't give you the evil eye. Alright. Thank you for that very useful advice.
Move out!
We're doing on time. Plenty of time. Plenty. Alright, where is everybody at? Oh, they're all over here. Nenio. It's time for the experiment. I hope these words inspire as much enthusiasm in you as they do in me. What's this experiment about? You see, I've decided, though dare to be a better term, to address an issue which up to now I have preferred to avoid due to my total ignorance in this sphere. Nenio lowers her head in embarrassment. I realize it's hard to believe that I, a person of, let's skip the false modesty, superior intellect, could not know something so simple, but it's never too late to fill in gaps in one's knowledge, right? I'm talking about friendship. To be honest, at first I planned to assign the writing of this article for the encyclopedia to a co-author of some kind, but then I met you, my loyal follower, and suddenly I thought I could write it myself. Nenio seems to have reached the limit of her courage, and she looks away. So you've never had any friends? Hold on, so now you're trying to say that you consider me your friend? Well, if it needs to be done, we'll do it. Let's get started. Maybe we shouldn't do it right now. You consider me your friend? You misunderstand me. I don't need friends. I have no desire to spend my time on them when I could spend it on new experiments and discoveries. Nenio explains this to you as though she is speaking to a 5-year-old. I just want to learn what it's like to have friends. For the encyclopedia. Nothing more. I realize that you would like to consider me your friend. But who wouldn't? I'm a scientific luminary, after all. So I do apologize for disappointing you. So you've never had any friends? I see no sense in them. Alright, let's get started. I'm glad you agreed. Many would have considered my request too personal and refused. It's good that you are above such squeamish sentiment. Here, I made a list. I based it on my observations of individuals around me and on my personal knowledge of the topic, which, I have to admit, is far from comprehensive. She hands you a crumpled piece of paper. Study it well. We'll start as soon as you're ready. Friends smile at each other, gossip about their other friends, drink alcohol together. No longer required. Sometimes argue, sometimes copulate. Did we have to follow this list? Nenio looks at you with disapproval. You trying to say that I made it for nothing? I've developed a perfect methodology that involves all the mechanisms of friendship between two individuals. But by all means, sure, let's just abandon the list. Friends smile at each other. You raise your eyes to Ninio, who has already fixed a malevolent grin on her face, the kind that would make you soil yourself if you saw it in the dark of night. Respond with a brief smile. Keeping the unnatural grin on her face, Ninio hisses through her clenched teeth. You call that a smile? Come on, try again. Give her a wide smile. Your eyes bore into Ninio's, and she stares right back at you, as you both grin as widely as possible. A minute passes, intense silence. Ah, she massages her cheeks with her hands. I never imagined being a friend was such an exhausting business. So what's next on the list? We gossip. Oh, I've made some preparations for that. She produces several pieces of paper from her sleeve. Come on, let's get to it. Who are we going to gossip about? Ursula? Excellent choices. Or excellent choice. So what do you think about her? I'm indifferent to her. Oh, how interesting. Incidentally, yesterday I saw her. Ninio picks up a random piece of paper and reads it. Walking on all fours. Do you have any idea who you're talking about? Ninio becomes a little embarrassed, but only little. No, I don't make a point of remembering those I travel with. That's why I prepare these universally acceptable pieces of gossip. She raises her fist with several pieces of paper clenched in it. Right. Thanks for the info. Truth be told, this whole experiment seems like sheer stupidity to me. But how can we learn what that stupidity is stupid without doing stupid things? We need to finish what we started. What's next on the list? Point to number 3, friends drink alcohol together, and then it says no longer required. Oh right, I should cross out this point. I wrote this and then I checked the encyclopedia and recalled that I've already conducted that experiment. And judging by the same encyclopedia, and especially by an odd stain on that particular page, it would be unwise to say the least, to try and repeat it. Friends sometimes argue. A new heap of papers appears in Ninio's hands. You are uninterested and disinterested in this experiment, and you can't even tell the difference between those two words. You can kiss my ass. Not too creative, but it will do. Now we can definitely be considered friends. And on that note, I conclude the fourth part of the experiment. What's the last one on the list? Friends sometimes copulate. Oh yes, that. Ninio sighs. Take off your underwear. Bravely pull down your underwear. What? Now we're going to engage in the act of copulation exclusively for the sake of carnal pleasure, bypassing the main purpose of all copulation, which is procreation. What part of that isn't clear? Not all friends have to do that. Is that true? Are you sure? What an unexpected and interesting piece of information. I must confess I wasn't so thrilled about this whole copulation idea from the start. It's so nice that science does not demand this sacrifice of me today. This thoroughly awkward experiment is finally concluded. I've learned what it means to be a friend, and now I can write an article about it for the encyclopedia. Ninio rubs her nose with a pencil. I'm happy that it's over. I am once again convinced that friendship is the most foolish of all occupations. You did it all wrong. Friendship is more than just smiling, gossiping, bickering, and sex. Yep, you're definitely not cut out to be anyone's friend. I think Manorak would agree. Friendship is pointless. Your thoughts are profound indeed. You are most definitely benefiting from my company. Do you know what I will write in the encyclopedia? Friendship is a set of primitive rituals intended to help individuals forget about their loneliness. However, I have no interest in that. I see my loneliness as a sign of my uniqueness. The one who leads the way is always alone. Now I have time to answer some questions. Come on, ask away. Check out this mask I found. There's writing on the inside. Ninio snatches the mask from your hands and examines it from every angle. It looks like an average mask. Smells like mold. Tastes like... ugh, disgusting. The eye holes are... She puts the mask on and looks at you through it, utterly unremarkable. Yet I sense some hidden magic in this mask. I'd bet my encyclopedia that it must be the answer to one of the riddles of those statues in the nameless ruins. The writing on the inside looks very much like one of the answers. With a sigh, she hands the mask back to you. All we have to do now is find 4 such masks and bring them to the statues. You won't forget to take me with you when you head to solve the statues' riddles, will you? Better write write it down somewhere. Nenio is extremely interested in visiting the nameless ruins after you find all 4 masks. Alright. Did we just... more than nothing? Oh. Look at that, we got an update there. Man, it's been a lot of reading. There's a lot more reading in this game than Dragon Age, that's for sure. Reggie? Nothing. Okay. Windwalk? Nothing. Okay. There's nobody over here, is there? Hopefully there's nobody in the cave.
Head on!
Does it show us where everybody is? It doesn't. Uh-oh. Guess they are in the cave then. They have to be, right? Unless they just didn't come with me, which would be mean of them. Into the cave we go. Yes, they are. Okay, good. Greybor. Greybor gives a sly smile as he lights his pipe. The excited glint in his eyes betrays his impatience to share some news with you. Finally, he can contain himself no longer. Interesting news has reached my ears, Minarak. There has been talk among the more disreputable of citizens of Lucianera that someone is hiring the most vicious thugs and cutthroats to kill a certain Willidus. A familiar name, isn't it? I strongly suspect that this is the same Willidus who set me up during the assassination of Darazin. I'd call that a fortuitous coincidence. Yeah, we remember. Right? You gave him a dagger that said he would kill Darazan and didn't. How did you obtain this information? Greybor sounds offended. I'm an assassin. If I didn't know how to obtain rumors, I'd be out of work. I visited a few taverns, including a place called Bad Luck. It's a real cesspool, and information flows into it from all over the city. I was approached by someone who was looking for thugs to hire. He was the one who told me everything. I would have found out more if I had talked to him longer, but after he called me a bloody larva, I needed the dentist. Or he needed the dentist. And I needed a new mug of beer. Who is Willidus? He takes a slow, thoughtful draw from his pipe, and then answers in a businesslike manner. Here's what I know about our prey. He is a demon, and a wizard powerful enough to enjoy high status in the city. Lately, he has surrounded himself with a small army of mercenaries, but they are mere thugs who lack the skills of professional bodyguards. Ever since Willidus found out about the bounty on his head, he hasn't left his mansion. I suspect it's full of traps. I wouldn't underestimate the danger of facing Willidus. They were looking for real daredevils to bring him down, which means his whole business is almost certainly at risk, maybe even suicidal. Who wants him dead? Greybor shrugs. An anonymous entity who apparently has more brains than Willidus, and is smart enough to keep his name a secret from his employees. I bet it's one of the Dark Deskarites. Darazan was one of Deskari's lackeys, after all, and even though internal strife never ends with the snake pit, but within that snake pit, they always team up against external threats. What do you suggest? I'll be damned if I let a bunch of incompetent thugs get to him before me. No. First I must have a little chat with Willidus, and then they can do whatever they want with him. How about we leave those hapless goons in the dust and visit Willidus's mansion first? Sounds like an exciting challenge, doesn't it? You want to kill him? Not necessarily. Perhaps I'd rather have the full weight of compensation in gold. And yet, the longer my vengeance is delayed, the stronger my desire grows to collect the debt. In another way. How do we find him? His mansion is in the upper city. It's called the House of Wicked Knowledge. I'm not sure how wicked his knowledge is exactly, but he is truly wicked when it comes to business agreements. Alright, let's pay him a visit. Excellent. I think that conversation will involve some gold, or good old-fashioned violence. When I have it another way. Waldriff. Hey, Chief.
Battles
It's been a while since we talked to Waldriff, I feel like. Ember. Do you really think the demons will listen to you? They listened to me, didn't they? I told them what I wanted to say. They might have forgotten it all right away, but what if they didn't? What do you want to discuss with Nocticula? I don't know. I just want to see her with my own eyes. Maybe then I will know what to say. Okay. Seele? I will learn the weight of my sword. I will have faith in the inheritor. I am the first in the battle, and the last to leave it. With her eyes half closed, Seele whispers the words of the oath of Iomede's paladins, trailing off. She opens her eyes and sighs. How did we end up here? I never would have imagined I'd find myself in the abyss. How are you holding up? I'm hanging in there. I don't feel good in this place. The air stinks like something died, and I'm having trouble sleeping. I keep waking up at night. I think I hear someone being tortured nearby, pleas and cries echoing toward me. So I wake up and listen, but there's nothing. I keep thinking about everything, praying every day that the souls Sunhammer abducted from the Crusaders weren't brought here. The abyss will kill them or infect them with its madness, even without the demons. Help. Seeing this ocean of evil and injustice before me is tearing me apart. So many innocents are held captive here, and torrents of ruinous darkness flow from this wretched place to the other planes. My mind is tested to the limit every day I spend in the abyss. Iomede, help me hold on to it. Focus on the cause. Right you are. Our cause and our duty is what keeps us from breaking. How are you? Ellen's wedding. Things didn't go exactly as planned. What does it matter how I am? I can't stop thinking about everyone who suffered. Clever Seele, the paladin, companion of the gods' chosen one, didn't even notice a demon's conspiracy right under her nose. I'm going to officially change my name to Seele the Dimwit. That's how I will introduce myself to everyone I meet, so that they know they can't count on me. Seele chuckles grimly, then adds in a softer, more serious tone. If we're too late to save the souls of all those victims, I'll never forgive myself. You know what else I keep thinking about? What happened to Curl? Did he really want to steal the ring? Did he just want what was coming to him? Or did he just get what was coming to him? Or was it the fault of the demon who possessed his body? So many questions and so much grief. As if a whole world wound and 2 demon lords out there just waiting to hurt us wasn't enough. See ya. Hey guys, this is an interesting group. Really, Socio is the interesting member of this group. Socio is drawing something, but when he notices you, he hurriedly folds over the paper. Struggling for inspiration? The priest shakes his head. My drawing is not just flowing the way it normally does. This place doesn't inspire creativity. Did you find something beautiful here? No. Cringing a little, Socio shows you a few sheets of crossed-out sketches, but you can still recognize the vistas of Illusionira in them. I tried, but I can't. Not here. May the goddess forgive me, but it's beyond my powers. Need to talk. No, I don't. Just kidding. Darren. Darren looks rather distracted. He is staring into space as though he's listening to something deep inside himself. Finally, he notices you and his lips quirk into a nervous smile. So many people have cursed me and told me I'll end up in the abyss when I die. I suppose I'd rather deftly subverted their expectations by getting here while I'm still alive. You don't like it here, do you? Can't you see that I'm afraid? More afraid than I've ever been in my entire life? Darren asks in a grim voice. And believe me, I'm no stranger to paralyzing fear. We're in the most atrocious and macabre place imaginable. Moreover, we're practically surrounded by demons, curse them all. Vile, rotten creatures who can experience something approaching joy only when torturing mortals. You can't even imagine how glad I am to find myself in their domain. Treat this as another adventure. You can endure some danger and discomfort for the sake of the cause. Quit whining. If anyone could get themselves out of this mess, it's us. I think you'd fit in quite well here. Treat this as I think you'd fit quite well here. No, I would not. To them, I shall always be food, first and foremost. I don't even think the Abyss has any kind of high society. The strongest demons torture their lesser brethren just as enthusiastically as they torment mortals. And besides, there's nothing for me to do here, even if I could ensure my physical safety. I am more than certain that my ideas of happiness and joys of living are completely different from the demonic definitions. His perception of his own depravity is interesting. Camellia. Nope, nothing for you. Alright, that's everybody, right? There's nobody further in. Alright, well, we got everybody talked to.
No one
We're actually gonna
stands in my
rest
way.
now. I guess Monster Casserole is not on the menu anymore. What do we need for this place? I think some like skill check stuff would be good. Yeah, +4 to all skill checks. Yeah, let's have some mulled wine. Oh, that sounds delicious. One of my best friends, they make mulled wine for Christmas. Oh, it's so good. So good. Let's see, what do we want? Probably want some inflict serious wound scrolls, yeah. Yep.
I heard you praying to Desna the other night, asking her to send you a dream. I look forward to the day when I finally put you to sleep. What a sweet dream that will be.
I don't entirely understand your meaning, but I sense your hostility and the threat in your words. I'm sorry you see me as an enemy.
Damn. Greyport coming in hot there. Okay. I'm going to level up all the side companions real quick. I'll cut it out and then I'll just tell you guys if there's anything super impactful that was done. Alright, so Illusionira, what we got for her. So she got her favorite enemies. So we went Demon Slaughter, Demon Magic again. And she's also got Hammer the Gap now for more consecutive stuff. And for her Mythic Path, we got Ranging Shot. Again, the more she misses, the stronger she gets. For Reggie, we got Mythic Charge. And he also got rank 10 of his Hell Knight. So he's now, you know, he can now grant a weapon he wields with one of these powers. So that's cool. So Social, he's a cleric, so he doesn't really get anything. But I think he got level 8 spells, which is pretty huge. And he also got Blind Fight. As his feat and his Mythic Pass, we got improved Abundant Casting to help with his spells here. And we're gonna have to go through here and make sure he's all loaded up, because we're probably gonna take him with us for a little bit because of his companion quest with Trevor. So with Olberg, he didn't have anything that I got specifically from his class, so we got Blind Fight. It seems like the Blind Fight level. And for his Mythic Path, I'm gonna try Master Shapeshifter. I don't know if it synergizes with his Wild Shape, you know, his Griffin form, but I am interested to see if it does. If anybody knows, please let me know if it does actually affect him, because that would make this a really good one for him, I think. Ember didn't get anything for her class. We got the Allied Spellcaster feat for her, and we'll try and get that on some of the other spellcasters. I don't think we're going to be using her very often, even though she is one of my favorite new classes with the Magic Deceiver. I think it's such a fun class. But for her Mythic Pass, she got Ascendant Element Fire, so now we can start incorporating more fire damage on her and not having to worry about it. And also Cookie leveled up too. He got Blind Fight, as well as I think he got the Evasion one too, the next level of Evasion, so that's good, I guess, for him. Woljif had a pretty big level here. He got another one of these, what are they called? Magus Arcana. So we have Extended Magic now, and we have Maximized Magic now, so 3 times per day. Or 3 spells per day. He can cast a spell at Maximized for free, which is great. He also got, for his Mythic Path, he also got Blind Fight, by the way. Got improved Abundant Casting, so now we have more spells for him to use. Alright, and lastly, we got Sela leveled up as the Sable Marine. She got Blind Fight, and she also took the weapon specialization to weapon fighting. And we're going to try and start going for that Shield Master trait, I think, on her. And for her Mythic, she got the Perfect Cavalry, so now she can move around the battlefield without taking attacks of opportunity, which is actually really awesome. But yeah, that's all the levels ups, and let me know how you guys like me doing it in that manner, where I sort of cut out me going through it and I just sort of give you guys the summary. And I think if we weren't doing the Mythic ranks there too, I would have done it where I'm on like the summary screen of the level up. I think that would probably be a better way of doing it. But since we were doing Mythic levels too, I feel like that worked out better the way I was doing it there. But you guys let me know what you think. And yeah, we've ranked up, we've slept. Let's go ahead and head back to Illusionera before we wrap up the episode and make a plan. I think we're gonna go to the arena next. We could just go through here, right? Yep. And we're gonna take... Oh, he's still got negative levels. We're gonna take Social instead of Greybore. And the Bad Luck Taverns where we're going. Because we're gonna go see if we can start the Trevor quest line while we're down here in the slums. And we'll explore the rest of it too. We don't have much left to explore in it, but did a lot of talking in this episode. Talked to all our companions and everything. No fighting. No fighting this episode. Alright, so yeah. We'll end the episode here. In the next one, we'll explore the rest of the slums and maybe see what the Battle Bliss Arena has to offer for us. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later.